The initial plan that was coming together and was starting to gain traction was for Jack to go home along with one of the members of the Comp Beasts.
Torger, Henry, once again, the tribe has spoken.
I spread misinformation by getting Jack, Kiri, Martin, and Reese to go tell them that I told them about the conversation so that they distrusted me. And so the idea was that it would pull the heat off of Jack, they would all vote me, I play the idol, and 2 of them go home. The way the numbers bore out, neither of us somehow would have been going, which is very strange. I still don't understand it. It breaks my heart to not have an idol because the idol was my guaranteed way into final 4 or maybe 5. So it sucks to have that gone. But at the same time, it would have been just as possible that they all write my name down and I keep it and I go home with an idol in my pocket.
I'm sad. My number 1 ally went home. Torger actually received the most votes at that double. And I'm not like shocked that he went home, but it definitely, it hurts. And the first person that I, formed a connection with was Torger, and to watch him go out and not be able to tell him that I knew nothing about that and that I didn't write his name down, I'm really grateful that, he was there for me up through the entire game we were together. And it hurts to see, your number 1 ally and a good friend go home, but it's the game, and now I'm just playing this game for myself. That's all I can do is play for myself and hope somehow I can pull out the impossible and get to the end of this game and take home the dub.
Come on in. All right. Welcome everybody to your next immunity challenge. First things first, Coop, gotta take it back. Thank you. Once again, immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, in front of you is a pipe attached to a beam. Challenge is simple. I will give you a marble. You will drop that marble into the pipe, holding your beam. Last person's marble to fall out of that pipe wins immunity, guaranteed spot at final 6. That's it. We are on our beams. I will count you down from 15. On go. You must have dropped your marble already, so don't drop it on go, drop it before go. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. This challenge is on. Kiri already steps off out of this challenge. Down this pit. Everybody else solid. Nobody with any movement. This challenge has a few moving pieces. Martin falls off. Martin is out of this challenge. Couple moving pieces here. You gotta keep your marble in. You gotta stay on your beam. You gotta make sure it's not moving. Make sure you're steady and that marble's steady. Jack with a bit of movement. That marble's moving around. Most marbles at a standstill right now. Not a lot of movement. Sam's holding that marble right on the end. Awkward position to be standing in. How long can you do it? You are 2 minutes into this challenge now. 5 players left. Most of those marbles just standing still. This is one of those challenges where one little lapse of focus will cost you the whole thing. Back with a lot of movement. Jack out of this challenge. Drops. We are down to 4. Count you down. This transition is going to be live. You must go to 1 foot by the time I say go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, release drops. 1, go. Everybody on 1 foot now. Kristen's hopping. Hops off. Kristen out of this challenge. Just like that, we're down to 2. It's Sam versus Coop. No marble movement from either. They are solid. Sam with a bit of a wobble. Block moving. He's moving around now. That marble right on the edge of that tube. Trying to survive, trying to keep it going. He's regaining his balance, and that marble drops. Coop wins individual immunity for the 2nd time in a row. We'll see the final 6 of this game. Congratulations.
Bro. That was so hard. We're trauma bonded here.
All right, Coop, congratulations. Come on over once again. You are safe at the vote. Cannot be voted out of this game for the 2nd time in a row. As for the rest of you, one of you will become the next person voted out of this game and the 5th member of our jury. Well done. Congratulations. Head back to camp. I'll see you later.
So that challenge, I really thought I could hold in it because I am very, very steady with my hands, and I felt really comfortable on the beam, and just out of nowhere, my left ankle twitched and fell off the edge of the beam. Out number 2. Frustrating as hell. But after I've been sitting here thinking, maybe that reduced my challenge threat a little bit because I've been performing fairly well all the way through, so maybe going out so early took a little bit of an edge off me.
Okay, obviously we all want to look for it and find it.
I've got one.
Oh, can you help me open it?
We didn't glue or anything this time, did we? This is so good.
Coming back to camp, Kristen and Coop are fighting for their lives. Well, Coop doesn't have to tonight, but they're still both fighting for their lives because the way it's looked up to this point is it's been a steamroll. We just took out Torger and Henry and it left those 2 there. So it obviously made everything crystal clear where the tribal lines are.
If I didn't win, I would be going home. Like, there's no doubt about that. So far, like, I feel like I played a pretty good game up until the merge, and then merge hit, and I tried making the right decision, and it has just put me falling backwards on the bottom of the votes, thinking people are voting with me every time, and nobody is. I haven't yet to vote right, and I have yet to vote somebody other than Sam.
I've known the whole time that if I get to the end with just them,
Yeah.
I'm going.
If you go to the final 5 with them, you would have to win out, which
I know.
you still could.
I
You
could,
might
but I
have
don't.
the best chance.
I'm not trying to bet on that.
Survivor 101 is you don't want to get to the end and be the biggest threat around 4 other people. If it's 4 people and then 1 big threat, who do you think's going home? The threat. And guess what? You're looking at him.
I'm afraid of you and Kristen writing my name.
I won't write your name.
You just wrote my name 2 times.
I know.
You led the charge to write my name.
No, I didn't lead the charge. I went with the charge. I didn't lead it.
Okay.
The current struggle is, do I somehow keep Kristen and Coop in the game so that there's 2 people ahead of me and vote out an ally so that I have a better chance of making it to the end? Or do I stick with my 5, vote out Kristen, and just hope I'm not playing for 5th?
The play is, if you, me, or Kristen fight tonight, I draw them to vote Kristen, they vote her, and then we can choose who goes home.
I came up with a strategy that would allow me to protect my game, which was to tell Coop and Kristen that I knew I was on the bottom of this group and that I was ready to flip. And the play that I pitched them was that if any of us 3 find the idol, we tell each other. I draw the votes to Kristen, and then me, Kristen, and Coop would vote for Jack. With that play, it would allow me to know if they got the idol or not.
I want to who do you want?
Carter's the best at comps. I feel like Jack has the best chance.
Okay.
I have been wanting to flip for a while, but I knew that if I flipped too early that people were not going to see me as loyal and people weren't going to trust me in the long run. But now that the seeds that were planted are finally sprouting and growing, Sam, he has to go. His name is getting written every single time, and he is just squeaking by like a little cockroach, fitting through every little door, and if he keeps making it through, he's going to make it to the end, and his story will be better than anyone else's.
Basically, like, yeah, if you did a flip now, you could own that move.
Yeah.
You could own that that's a way for you to get further to the end.
Coop told me if I flip this round and vote out Sam, he's guaranteeing me a jury vote if he's on jury and I'm sitting in final 3.
If you do that, where she doesn't go home tonight, and you make it to the end and I don't, I will vote for you. Okay. They were like, hey, it's gonna be Sam this time. And I guess I'll go with it. I'll hope, eventually it's bound to work. It's kind of funny if my strategy is just fighting Sam and winning immunity.
I vote for Sam the past 3 tribal councils. That motherfucker is a cockroach. He will not die. He will not leave this game. But little morsels of hope have rained down from the sky and formed into a couple people banding together to finally take Sam out of this game. I talked to who I needed to talk to, and I pitched really good pitches, which was, the jury is up to 4 and the jury is watching. The jury isn't looking for that alliance to just pluck off me then Coop. That's boring. That's what they're expecting. If you don't make a big move now, then you're not gonna get my alliance members' jury votes, and that's a double-edged sword because, if I make it to the end, I will win. If I make it to the end of this game, I truly believe I will win this game.
Like I said, he's gonna win, and I have to play Survivor. I can't play, this isn't like best friend hour,
Yeah.
Jack and I let Reese and Martin know that we're very concerned about Sam and his ability to win the game right now. The problem is his name has been up so much, and every single time I hear the same thing. People are worried he's gonna get mad, or people are gonna people worry that getting voted out is really gonna hurt his feelings and gonna be a little bit detrimental to emotional well-being.
If you do this, you have a good chance of winning.
well, no, I think this puts a pretty big target on myself.
I won't vote you out. I already told you. If you go forward with this, you would have the numbers.
It's time to make a move, split off from this 2 factions that we've had running for the last, forever, a couple days, and make a move. We're here to play some Survivor, and I want to get to the end.
My biggest resume right now is just being the one to go after that balance beam and breaking my toe, and then somehow helping convince everyone to not fucking boot me into the sun. So I was very close to being first.
We need to make a move to gain some respect from the jury, because the jury right now is more full of the opposing tribe's members, and to them the optics are we're just one alliance steamrolling over everybody, which to them would be a boring Survivor season. The 5 Power Rangers have been pretty close for quite a while, But a couple good points came up, and it got us thinking. It looks like the Power Rangers might kick out a member.
I'm a huge Survivor fan, so I'm now looking more towards jury and jury votes and what the jury is seeing from us. I really, really enjoy Sam as a person, and we bond so much over anxiety. I don't know if I'm going to be able to write his name down. I know that's what the rest of them want to do.
I told them I would play the idol, draw the votes to Kristen, play the idol on her. The reason I did this is now either one of them will tell me if they find the idol. The story's not real.
If they found it, somebody...
I might be watching this at home. My mom might be watching this screaming through the TV. I think I can pull it off. I think I can either win out, or I think my social game is good enough to do it. So, Kristen, sorry, but I hope it's you.
Are we allowed to search for the idol while we lock down? Serious? We just have to sit in place?
Do you think we were allowed to look for the idol during lockdown? Come on.
I mean, okay.
We will now bring in the members of our jury. Marisa, Austin, Torger, and Henry voted out at the last tribal council. All right. So, Kiri, we just had 2 players leave in the last tribal council, and now there's only 70 left. How are you feeling being this far in the game?
Shocked, like personally, shocked. Of course, like everyone, I wanted to make merge, and then of course once you make merge, then it's like, you know, final 6, final 5, whatever, so the goalposts always change. I'm just happy that I made it to merge. It was like, I don't know, it's a big deal for me to go to merge and be able to be here and continue playing this long, so I'm really honored to be here. But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to say that I'm surprised I wasn't the first one. I was so close so many times. So yeah, no, it feels good though. It feels really good to be here.
So Sam, talk to me a little bit about the Marooned experience for you so far. We're on the 5th day out of 6. You're almost there at the end. Walk me through the experience for you so far.
It's... You're putting me on the spot with that one, Braden. It's been everything. Like, so complex, so many different emotions, so many things have happened. I feel like it's hard to put into words exactly what it's meant to me, but the one thing I can say is that it's been the ultimate self-test of me as a person and everyone else as a person, and it's definitely been a life-changing experience that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life.
Do you feel like you've grown since the first day to now? Do you feel like you've changed?
Oh my gosh, yes. Like, I came in here like a completely different person, I almost feel like. It feels, as silly as it sounds, I feel like there's many things that I've been working for a very long time to overcome, personal demons of mine. And it feels like a lot of things have just clicked out here, and a lot of that has come from just the camaraderie that's been shown from like all the lovely people that I've met. And so everyone around me, along with just the hardships that we're all going through, has brought us together and has brought me together with myself.
Is there anybody else that feels that way too? You guys have all felt like you've grown, had something over this experience. Good. Good. So Reese, how big of a factor has like personal relationships and loyalty involved this season?
I think that's been the biggest factor, honestly. The relationships and the bonds that you create with these people. Again, you're playing a game where you vote people out, and you need to find trust in someone, and that is where those bonds come into place. The personalities that you clash with or don't clash with and the bonds other people make are going to make it or break it for you.
So Martin, I'm really trying to understand, what the values are of this group, what is really going to get somebody to the end of this game. Talk to me about the dynamic of this tribe right now.
I think what we've been talking about a lot is that this group, and it sounds so cliche and maybe boring to listen to, but this group has really gotten along well. There's nobody here that we don't like. There's been not one person here that's been like, God, get rid of that person. So it makes every vote that much more difficult. So it's and I think we've come to a mutual understanding that hopefully at this point, voting somebody out, it's no hard feelings, nothing personal at all. You guys are a good player. There's a specific point in time we feel we need to let you go kind of thing, and we're all ready to accept that same fate. So it's surprisingly good. This is my first time I've ever played anything like this, so it's cool to come into it and be able to be leaving this with such a fantastic experience no matter where I end up.
That's good. That's really good to hear. I'm glad. Kristen, are you and the rest of the tribe starting to think about what kind of moves you're having in front of the jury and who you're putting on the jury? Because like Martin said, it sounds like this is a very together kind of group. Everybody's happy with each other. It's no hard feelings. Are those big moves going to start to come out?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have half the jury here already, and when you have half the jury, it's important to start, building the resume, as you call it, and making moves that, are gonna catch their eye, because at the end of the game, when there is probably a final three, all the power shifts into their hands. And, we have the power right now with when we put our pen to parchment and vote someone out, but at the end of this game, it's those guys over there that have all the power. And if you aren't thinking about that while doing these votes, you're not going to win the game.
So Coop, what kind of moves do you think the jury is looking for? Do you think they're looking for loyalty? Do you think they're looking for flips? Do you think they're looking for someone that can do everything?
I think they're just looking for whatever the right move is, but also something different. Loyalty is great, but if you're sitting next to two other people that did the exact same thing as you, how do you say that you did something better when you did the same thing? I've been like Mr. Magooing the whole, my whole way through the merge of just, like the blind guy driving, somehow gets to the end, or somehow getting through stuff, but not the right way. I'm like, I've let them all know, like, hey, you got to do something for, like, if you're gonna get to the end, like, I'm probably not gonna get to the end, but you can use me now, or the next tribal after this, for one of those big moves. And I've let them know that I would respect it more, and I'm sure that they would respect it more if somebody did something different than what was expected.
So that's interesting, Jag. Coop mentions you got to do something different, and as we all know, Survivor is a game about adapting, right? Have people started to adapt and change their strategies and fluctuate even more?
I think every round of people's minds are changing. The whole point of this game is, when should I make a move? It's all about timing, and we all know that it does come down to the jury, so you have to manage the jury correctly, make sure you're making the right moves at the right time, and setting everything in place for the final.
Well, I guess it's time to see if that time is now. So, with that, it is time to vote. Kristen, you're up.
Powerless but at peace. My fate in this game rests in the hands of power-hungry, jury management, little mongrels. Let's see if they stick to their word.
I'm sorry, Kristen. I really am sorry. I want us girls in the end.
Votes keep getting harder.
I mean, they told me to do it, and I told them, like, they get wet willies if every single one of them if they're liars, but I can't believe I'm only writing Sam, and from winning immunity is my challenge. That's my strategy, just writing Sam and winning immunities, and
Hopefully this is the last time we have to write Sam.
If anybody has an idol or an advantage and they would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Sam. Second vote, Kristen. 1 vote Sam, 1 vote
That
Kristen.
took me a moment. Was that times 10?
Kristen.
Sorry, it's
Third
10.
vote, Kristen. 2 votes Kristen, 1 vote Sam. Sam, we are tied. 2 votes Kristen, 2 votes Sam. Sam, that's 3 votes Sam, 2 votes Kristen. And the 12th person voted out of Marooned and the 5th member of our jury, Sam. That's enough. Please bring me your torch.
The crowd goes wild.
Sam, the tribe is broken. Time for you to go. Well, everyone, we now enter the final 6 of this game. Let's see how it goes. Grab your torches, head back to camp. See you later. First later.
I got completely blindsided. I had no idea that was coming, but they did the right thing. It's weird. I'm sad. I fucking crushed it out here, and you can't be upset about that. I do think it was interesting the timing that they did it. The Power Rangers have only guaranteed 1 of them in Final 3, whereas they could have guaranteed 2 of them in Final 3. So they should have taken the shot next round, but they took it a shot too early, and now somehow it was the right decision and the wrong decision at the same time. Love you, Mom.
Come on in. Alright, welcome to your next community challenge. First things first, Coop, gotta take it back again. Thank you. Alright, once again, immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, you've already been divided into pairs. As pairs, you will work together in the first stage, which is the puzzle. 1 group will be eliminated. The remaining 2 pairs will work together in a balance beam stacking competition. 1 pair will be eliminated once again. For the remaining pair will go head-to-head in a catapult challenge for individual immunity. Guaranteed spot in the final 5. I know everybody wants. Sound good? Okay, we'll drop our spots. Let's get to it. Okay, we are playing for 2 pairs to move on to the second round. Here we go. Survivors ready. Go! Split ourselves into pairs right before this challenge. Everybody trying to be matched up. These discs will only fit in 1 spot. We're trying to get them in a certain order to fit. You can rotate the bottom discs to put on the top ones. You're trying to get as many as you can, all of them eventually. The first team to get all the discs onto their board will move on, as well as the second. It's the last place team here. Not all the pegs will be used, only the important ones. Some may be on the outside. It's all up to you to figure out which. Every hole on the disc must have a peg for it to be correct. Got one. Fury with 1. The disc you are putting on must have every hole filled. Martin and Reese moving a lot quicker now. They've got one disc left. Something might not be right though. They're on their last couple discs now, but is it correct? Fury with 2 left.
Check.
Fast. You are good.
Yeah.
Reese
Yes.
and Martin moving on. We are looking for one more. The pressure's on now for Kristen, Jack, Coop, and Kiri. Martin and Reese gonna celebrate. They are moving on. We are looking for one more pair. Who's gonna be the one? Boom! You are good. Coop and Kiri moving on. Kristen and Jax eliminated from this challenge. Okay, we are moving on to our second round now. Our pairs will have to transport blocks using their hooks to build a tower. If you drop, you are out. If a block falls, you are out. If you touch the other balance beam, you are out. You gotta rebuild. All right, survivors ready. Go! All right, this challenge is a lot more meticulous than the last. We're gonna step onto the edge now. Gotta be on. Here we go. If you touch that ground, you have to restart. Reese gonna make it over. Don't restart now. Reese with the first block down. Still on that balance beam. Gotta stay on it. Steps off. Gotta head back. This challenge is gonna be a learning curve.
That was stupid.
Balls gotta go back. Kiri is not like this bounce team, does not have a good history with it. Wishes to never see it again. Here we are. Maybe she can rewrite history. Reese with one block on, gotta get across there now. Gotta stay on. If she does it, takes it back to the start at the safe point. Martin with their second block out. The first block falls off, gotta go back. There we go. Reese and Martin with a bit of a strategy here. It's gonna fall. Martin and Reese with a great strategy. They're gonna work together here. Kiri and Coop are gonna keep at their neighbors. We're gonna try it out. There seems to be a good strategy here from Martin and Reese. They are in the lead, 3 blocks to 0. Is Kiri gonna try it as well? Martin and Reese with 5 now. Successfully placed. Coop and Kiri with 2. Those towers have to be stable enough to build all the way up. Be careful of how you're placing your block. Be holding on to each other to help the balance. The most difficult part of this challenge is staying up on that beam. They are combating it well. Both groups going to place some blocks at the same time. They are successful. Reese will put their 7th block on. Kiri and Coop with their 4th. Lock it together. They gotta pick up the pace if they want to catch Martin and Reese. I've got to catch them, they don't got to fall. That's true, they can also fall. Put this block down. Kiri with that block down, gotta get that hook off. They got it. Reese putting that next block down.
But maybe crooked is like structurally sound.
The Leaning Tower of Pizza.
Yeah.
Martin and Reese with 3 blocks left on their beam will take a big fall. Who's gonna place a block?
Like Jenga. You ever play Jenga?
I have.
Put it on top. Is this perfect?
Oh, that tower is
That's okay. The
leaning.
next one's gonna go back a little bit.
Good save by Kiri. I thought it was going down there. Martin and Reese now with their 3rd and second to last blocks. Their tower looking sound, but one little miscalculation and it will fall. It's wobbling. Coop and Kiri have caught up almost. They're moving quickly. Try and put it on. Martin and Reese successful. They've got one block left. They gotta head back for it. Kiri and Coop's tower leaning. Kiri has it in her hands right now. That tower is wobbling as we speak, but it is still up. Martin's gonna grab that last block for their group. Coop and Kiri with the last 2 blocks for their group. It's gonna come down to a photo finish here. Everybody at the same point in this challenge. Everyone moving a little quicker. You don't wanna knock down that tower. Coop with a block on, that's still up. Martin's gonna place that down. 1, 2, 3. Martin!
I missed it. I got it.
Coop and Kiri losing their tower at the last minute. What a finish. Great job.
Wow.
You guys did great.
Thanks for giving us that
You guys put the
photo finish there. That was incredible.
All right, Martin and Reese, welcome to the third and final part of this challenge. For this part of the challenge, you'll be using your catapult to launch beanbags. First person to land all 5 in a hula hoop wins immunity. Guaranteed spot in the final 5. Everybody wants it. Here we go. For immunity. Survivors ready. Go. Martin can get the first beanbag on there launching. And he's in. He's got 1. This is going to move quick. Reese almost in. Martin's got 2. Gotta not go too high there. Martin with 3. He's 3 for 3 right now. Reese slightly out to the right. Martin with 4. He is perfect so far in this challenge. Just misses. He's just trying to get his last one in there. Almost. He's in the same spot again. Reese with 0 still. Now she's got 1. Never mind. Martin's gonna launch 1. Just misses once again. Reese still all on the board. Martin looking for 1 more. Just misses once again. Reese getting super close to each hula hoop there. And Martin wins individual immunity. Just like that, it is over. Well done. And that's a challenge. All right, Martin, congratulations. Come on over. Well done.
Thanks, Pro Junior.
Got you. Guaranteed safety into our final 5. Martin cannot be voted out of this game. As for the rest of you, one of you will become the 6th member of our jury next Tribal Council. So, lots to think about. Grab your stuff, head out. See you later for Tribal. See you later.
He's the dog. He's the goofy guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, there's always that classic survivor archetype that is.
But yeah, you're right. He's had the battle. Like, you know, like he was when they got swap happened. There was 2 of them. Like the fact that he survived getting through that.
That was an immunity that I needed to win. I knew that going in. I do wish it was just like another stamina challenge. If it was a hold on to a pole or something, I would have held on to that pole all night.
He's a good talker, so you got to think about people who can speak in that final tribal, because speeches do a lot to the jury.
I'm almost certain if I was gonna bet, I'd say I'm definitely going home tonight. But I made a couple of decent pitches, and maybe if they think that way, then maybe we can get a 3-3 tie at best, and then people won't want to go rocks. I'm probably going home. But there's always little glimmers of hope. Is that the word, glimmers? Yeah.
Survivor bucket list, right? You got to win 1 at least. At this point in the game, it's about who can you stack up against. And Coop he's like a golden retriever. He has endless energy.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And I keep looking at the same trees, the same holes, Nothing. Still no idol. I think it might appear. Oh, maybe I didn't dig deep enough. Nope. Still looked at the same trees. I've looked at every tree. Nothing.
He could have just run for 5,000 balls in the field and you could throw him another one. It doesn't matter how bad he was dying, he'd still give it his all. I got to get that out, so I give myself a little bit better a chance to compete for the next final challenges.
I'm looking for an idol because my name's being thrown out.
Yeah, I know. They want you. I was thinking Kristen. I knew you guys were good.
So what our best safest bet to do?
Yeah, she's going to re-explain it.
2-2-2. Me, you, and Martin are voting for Kristen.
Okay.
Me and Jack will vote for Coop. They vote for me. If someone plays an idol, there's still the other option to vote for, and I'm safe.
Okay, and then we re-vote, and you guys can't vote. Yeah. And then we get out whoever didn't play the idol.
My name is on the table tonight. Both Coop and Kristen are throwing it out, and I'm not surprised at all for it. I feel like a pretty good social game myself. I've been able to wiggle my way in and out of alliances where I felt like I've been at the bottom. I got swap screwed, and I still managed to come out on that with an amazing alliance. The plan is it's supposed to hopefully go 2-2-2 with the revote of either Coop or Kristen going home in case one of them have an idol.
I think she's less of a threat than Coop for me. Coop has the endurance, he's got the strength, he's got the speed. If something comes up, he can pull away from us. That's why.
That's true. I just don't see him pulling away from us until he absolutely has to. Or I can see Kristen being a wild card.
Yeah.
People do want to vote off Coop. And I don't know, I've gotten a connection with Coop. I feel bad about it. Luckily, everyone is worried about an idol. So what the plan is right now is we're going to do 2 on Coop, 2 on Kristen, and then Coop and Kristen are going to do 2 on Reese because they're super scared of her. And I just love Jack. I think Jack initially, when he made this like final 2 with me, I think he thought I was like 25. And I was weirded out that I'm like in my 30s. But I just love Jack. I don't know why. He laughs at all my jokes, maybe that's why. I just feel like I made more social bonds with people, and I think, I might be wrong, but I think I might have made a little bit more connections with the people on the jury.
Because we need to keep this under wraps, because I don't think that they know that we're getting too close, honestly.
Probably not. I mean, they probably just know that we're young, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't know that like we're in this to the end together, which I know we are.
Reese and Kiri definitely think that it's a 2-2-2. 2 on Coop, 2 on Kristen, 2 on Reese. But I actually clued in Kristen because we have been building something for pretty much since the merge.
They have no idea that I include you in on it, so I'm going to have to act dumb. Like, the rest of the office here.
I mean, I was going to tell them
Yeah,
probably
after.
never for Coop because he's
Yes.
a threat.
And that you're trying to save your ass. So it really seems like they think that me and Kiri cannot differentiate our game. My ideal final 3 is me, Martin, and Kristen. I think that for the most part, I have been spearheading this game from a back seat.
I just got an ultimatum that either I get to decide if it's going to be a 2-2-2 with my name in it or a 3-2-1. Me and Jack have probably the strongest alliance in this final 6 so far, but we're trying to keep it under wraps. If the 2 of us make it, you know, we have a pretty fair shot. We think at both of us winning, and we both see this game the same way, and I think have the same like mindset towards it, and we would want a good winner like one of us to win.
Name a more iconic duo than a twink and a redhead.
We'll now bring in the members of our jury. Marisa, Austin, Torger, Henry, and Sam voted out at the last tribal council. So Martin, you walk away with your first individual immunity of the season. Gotta be a good feeling, and being guaranteed in the final 5, what's the feeling you have right now?
It takes some pressure off a little bit. It's a great feeling, but I can't take all the credit. If it wasn't for my partner Reese in that, I wouldn't have gotten that far. We worked really good together on the puzzle, but it's the balance beam that I give her all the credit. I love playing games like that at the fairgrounds and stuff, you know, darts into a balloon or knocking cans off with a baseball. That's where my skill comes into play, so if I knew I could get there, I've got a good shot. And it does feel good, but Reese got me there.
So Kristen, now that the numbers are starting to get lower and lower and there's less people to talk to every round, do the votes necessarily get easier or are they getting harder?
It's easier to talk to everyone, but it's harder to come to a decision because now you're factoring in a lot of different stuff. Now you have to really factor in, you know, how you make it to the end and, you know, who you want to be there with and, you know, what the jury's thinking. There's a lot more intricate factors that you need to consider during these votes than you do earlier on in the game.
So Reese, we are mere hours away from the end of this game. At the beginning of today, you had twice as much as you will after this tribal council. Has that exhaustion of being out here for almost 6 days straight gotten to anybody yet? Is it getting to you guys?
Oh, it's definitely gotten me. I am like losing my words. I can't remember my sentences. I'm doing confessionals, forgetting what I was talking about. Yeah, I think the stress of the game, the emotions that you get put through, lack of food, not necessarily sleeping the best, you know, it's all a factor into all of this. So I think not just me, but all of us are feeling it.
So Coop, something that I've noticed over the last couple of tribal councils is I'm getting a lot of answers about we're a coherent group, we're together, we're all love, no hard feelings, things like that. So coming into a vote like this where you're starting to get down to the wire, what's it about?
Yeah, I'm hoping we can all just stay, you know? I think it's all about figuring out who you think needs to go to promise that you'll get further in this game. If it's Final 6 now, it's going to go Final 5. At Final 5, who's actually going to be voting with you next to get you to Final 3, and then who would you like to sit next to at Final 3? Who can you actually beat? And everybody has their own personal ideas of who they want to sit next to at the end, and who they want to be sitting next to at 4 so they can get to the end, and who they want to be sitting next to at 5 so they can get to the end. So yeah, it's a lot of number crunching right there. Can I do something real quick?
All right. Coop has gotten up to whisper. Interesting. Martin, how you feeling about this?
Probably not going to be involved in whatever's going on, but it's still nerve-wracking to see something might change the last second.
Gotta spice it up at the last few moments.
Got to, right? Coop, I just want to ask, what was it about?
Oh, I was just saying goodbye.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack's whispering now. All right, we're live. So it kind of sounds like to me we didn't come up with something. That was quick. Everybody's good?
Oh, no.
Raise your hand if you feel like this may be your last tribal council. Interesting. I think there's only one thing left to do, and that is vote. So, let's get to it. It is time to vote. Jack, you're up.
Just clearing my path to Final 3, and you said you'd vote for me at the end.
I am so excited right now. If they don't do what they said to do, I'm going home.
You gotta throw some stuff at the wall sometimes.
It's a vote to try to protect everybody that still hope is with me.
If anybody has an idol or an advantage and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Reese. Coop. That's 1 vote Reese, 1 vote Coop. Next vote, Kristen. We are tied. 1 vote Reese, 1 vote Coop, 1 vote Kristen. Kristen. 2 votes Kristen, 1 vote Coop, 1 vote Reese. Coop. We are tied. 2 votes Coop, 2 votes Kristen, 1 vote Reese, 1 vote left. And the 13th person voted out of Marooned and the 6th member of our jury. Coop. That's enough. Please bring me your torch. Woo. Coop, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go. Well, final 5. If there's only one thing I can say about this, it might be a scary story. Grab your torches, head back to camp. Good night.
I'm proud of the way that I played. I had a lot of fun. And